Okay, I'm recording now. Yay. We have Karine from Trinidad and Tobago. Welcome. Henry from Jacksonville, Florida. Awesome. Welcome, welcome. If you haven't already, go ahead and keep typing in the chat box where you're logging in from. Send out those last-minute messages to your teams on Facebook, social media, text messages, call them, tell them they need to be on because we're going to hear from one of the Platinums and the Elite 8. I'm excited for her training. So go ahead and keep typing in the chat box where you're logging in from. We have Crystal from Gastonia, North Carolina. Welcome. Krista from Atlanta, welcome. Zara Brown from Ventura, California, welcome. Can everyone hear me okay? You guys can hear me? Soledad from Virginia, welcome. Nina, aloha from Hawaii. Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you, Henry. Valletta from Memphis, Tennessee. Awesome. Alicia from San Francisco. Thank you, guys. Trinia from Cincinnati, welcome. We're going to get started here in a few minutes. Keep typing in the chat box where you're logging in from. Represent. Deidre from Detroit, welcome. Oh, you left your heart in San Francisco. That's okay. You have evolution here in the Bay Area. Hello, hello, good evening, everyone. I am your host, Robin Polaris. We have this webinar every Sunday night. This is our family time. Make sure you save this on your calendar. Let your new people on, let your new people that have just joined that they need to be plugged in. Again, we have this every Sunday night, 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Make sure you're on, because then you get to hear from the Elite 8, the pioneering leaders. You get to hear from the Platinums in the company to help you build your business. So definitely Evolution has all the tools and resources to help you be successful. Make sure you tell all your new agents to be on. And if you haven't already, go ahead and type in the chat box. Don't be shy. Go ahead and put in there, represent where you're logging in from. We have so many people logging in all across the states and different countries. Hi, Crystal. We have Christina Govan from Southfield, Michigan. Welcome. We have Patrice. Hi, sis, from Chino Hills. Welcome. We have Lay from Sacramento. We have Valerie Rutherford from Show Me the State. Kathy from Patterson, New Jersey. Nikia from Memphis. Tamara from Ontario, California. Aisha from Atlanta, Georgia. Martina from Riverside. Welcome. Shakia from Mississippi. Malia from Honolulu, Hawaii. Aloha. Keandra from Atlanta. Casey from, I want to say that's a typo, Indiana or Indianola, Iowa. We have Toni from Raleigh, North Carolina. Oh, I'm sorry if I totally say your guys' names wrong. Ashala, aka Shala Memphis. Oh, okay, so it's no typo. I never heard of that. Anyways, okay. We have Mark from Sacramento, California. Lawana from Memphis. Welcome. And I do apologize if I said their name wrong. We have Crystal Harrison. Hello from Cincinnati. We have our very own Toretto, aka Vin Diesel. Alex Camano from Vegas. Welcome. We have Alicia Berry from Iowa. Dwayne Travel Buddy from Vegas. Okay. Felicia from Maryland. Pam from San Francisco. Francine Swain from Cincinnati. Welcome. Port St. Lucie from Florida. Jermaine Ellis. We have Pastor Nicole. Welcome. Aloha Caprice from Hawaii. Antoinette from Vegas. Cassandra from Charlotte, North Carolina. Charmin from Southfield, Michigan. Lawanda from California. Jean from Mississippi. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, Delmaine. We have Egypt from North Carolina. Welcome. I love it. We have so many people representing all across the state. This is awesome. It keeps going and going. So we have Coca from Travel Diva San Antonio. We have Galaxy J7. Good night from Trinidad. Tanya Cooper from Oklahoma. James from Hawaii. Aloha. Liz from Puerto Rico. Hey, you guys had an amazing event. That was actually absolutely powerful. Loved it, loved it. Vanessa from Pittsburgh in the Bay Area. Carla from South California. Garnett from New York City. Nicole Lloyd from Detroit. Welcome. LaShawn from San Diego. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I love the energy, you guys. You guys are representing all across the states and different countries. It is 6:30 p.m. We are going to get started. I am your host, Robin Polaris, for our Evolution webinar every Sunday night, 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Make sure you save it on your calendars. Make sure you tell your new agents that they should be logged in every Sunday night. This is where we can get the information to help us all be successful in this business, because we have the pioneering leaders. We have the platinums, 1-star platinums and above, and our founder also sharing the nuggets to help all of us be successful. It is not a secret. It is not like corporate America. So definitely make sure you are logged in every Sunday night, 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Times. I know we have so many people all across the states and different countries, so I don't know what the time zone conversions or anything like that, but make sure you plug in with your leader. So if you have been with us since day one, or you just started today, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm going to read our mission statement here. So Evolution Travel is in partnership with Archer Travel Service, and Archer Travel Service has been in business since 1952. It is family owned and operated. And this partnership has established a home-based travel business that is affordable, includes training, sales assistant, and dedicated support. Our program has experience in management to provide a long-term program where success is derived from both travel sales and referral program. The Evolution Travel Program is dedicated to assisting all members succeed through extensive training and support. Evolution Travel strives to be the best home-based travel business available in the industry, and our goal is to provide a travel business opportunity with true value and excellent products. We provide every person an even playing field to be successful and profitable through training and support. So I always like to say this, in this business, you're in it for yourself, but you're never by yourself. We have the tools and resources to help you be successful. Make sure you're plugged into our Evolution Facebook travel page. If you don't know what that is, speak to the person who brought you into the business. We have a Facebook page where we have so many people from all across the states and different countries posting travel parties, posting travel events, posting trainings, posting people that are coming into the business. So make sure that is where you get your daily information and get plugged in. There's so many trainings and support to help all of us be successful. So make sure you're plugged into that Evolution Travel Facebook page. You have to be invited in that. And also when you see the posts of people getting promoted, make sure you're congratulating them. I'm sure when you bring in a person into the business, you want the whole team to come together, the whole family to come together and congratulate and welcome them to our family. So again, I want to congratulate and welcome all of the new members. Thank you for believing in the vision. Thank you for believing in this movement, our We movement, people over profits. So we all thank you, thank you, thank you. And also congratulations to our newly promoted executive consultants and our newly promoted bronze consultants, our silver consultants, gold consultants, and platinums and above. Congratulations. We see all of you guys working hard. There's so many different exciting things that are happening. Huge, huge shout out to all the leaders that went out to Puerto Rico, to Sonali and Lamari Ortiz. Wow, that's truly amazing to open up a country. Puerto Rico, oh. So that's awesome. You guys, I love the pictures, seeing the huge, huge turnout. That's truly amazing. Shout out to the founder, to one-star platinum Fred Howell, to platinum consultant Shanice, and James Brown Jr., Sonali. You guys are awesome and definitely opening up the country. That's truly, truly amazing. So congratulations. And yes, Puerto Rico, everyone go crazy. We have another country that we're open up into. So thank you, thank you, thank you everyone for working hard. So again, I'm going to get out of the way because we have an amazing and powerful trainer. She is the first one-star platinum, the first platinum consultant. She has brought in triple-digit numbers in personal sponsors. Personal, triple digits. It's crazy. It's truly amazing how she does this. She is a beautiful mompreneur. She definitely knows everything there is to help you build this business. She's definitely one to know how to build this business successfully. If you were at the convention, she did a powerful and amazing training on stage about building your kingdom, your queendom, and how it should look. She is going to do a training. She is our one-star platinum Toni Queen Raw War. Let me go ahead and pull up your slides and I will unmute you. Okay, I have you unmuted. I'm going to pull up your slides.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Robin, I was going to say Dolphin. Thank you so much, Robin, for that awesome introduction. I am humbled and honored to be able to come to you guys this evening and give you a little piece of, I guess, my mind, a piece of my heart, a piece of, just what's inside. I am doing this training locker room style as I run my life locker room style. I hope that is okay with you guys. If it's okay, put in a chat box, it's okay. Bring it to his locker room. I like everything kind of raw and uncut. So I like to just give it to you the way it is. So tonight I want to talk to you guys. Good. I'm glad you guys are ready for a locker room because I'm ready to give it to you. Tonight, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about the business, a little bit about how to, get over a couple of hurdles, and how to do a kind of not really what I do because we all have our own spice. We all have our own way of doing everything. So I'm just going to give you guys a little bit of insight on you know, this business from my eyes. Is that okay if we do that? Can I give you this business from my eyes, from the way I see it? You know, because in business, there are different ways people do everything, and there's not one set way for anybody to do anything, okay? But as you run your business, as you get into business, there are different phases, you know, that your business goes through. And there's the introduction phase, there's a setup phase, there's a management phase, there's a training phase. There are all these kind of phases, you know, that you go through when you're in business. But today what I want to talk to you about is basically just phase one, because to me, phase one is the most important phase. And phase one, although you get into and you dabble in those other phases, you never, ever, ever leave phase one when you're in this type of a business. I don't care what part of the business you're in, you never leave phase one. Phase one is something that you always, you know, want to stick to. Right, stick to the basics. As the founder always says, keep the main thing the main thing. And if you keep the main thing, you'll probably end up with everything. So keep that in mind when you're working your business, you know, and just think about it. You know, phase one is about the introduction. Phase one is about building. It's about recruiting. It's about peaking. It's about scouting. It's all of that stuff. Think about how big someone's house would be if they never stop building their house. It would be an ever expansive house, right? It never stopped building. Or how much commission would you make if you were constantly and consistently marketing your business? If you were always in that phase, how much commission would you make from your travel business? Or how big would your team become if you were always introducing your business to people? You know, phase one is where all the excitement is. Phase one is where the enthusiasm is. Phase one is where we should be when we are running our business. Phase one is always the best place, okay? Yes, Robin, I can see the slides. That little text message is gonna be the reason. Robin is fabulous, okay? So it's a team. Nobody can do this by themselves. And I'm so happy that I have Robin to work the slides for me. So I have a little secret code I send her on the phone so she knows when to push the slides so it can look seamless, you guys. Remember, locker room, I'll hide nothing. Now, the raw game. I'm going to give you guys some raw game for the game. Now, if Mike Norris is listening, the first thing he'll say is, this is not a game, right? He has t-shirts and everything that says this is not a game. But today we are going to talk about the game of life, right? Now it is to be played, but it's not to be played with, period. The game of life is to be played, but it's not to be played with. Now I know we've all been children and our parents have told us, don't play with me. You better not play, right? So we already know. That's the same thing. That's the same way we should do with our businesses. We shouldn't be playing with our businesses. This is something that we have to take seriously. Now, it's not if you win or lose. It's how you play the game. How many of you guys have heard this before? It's not if you win or lose. It's how you play the game. Now, as a child, of course, I'm like, no, it is how if I win or lose. I want to win. I want to win. We all want to win. But at the end of the day, learning how to play the game in order to win is key. Because if you aren't playing correctly, and what I mean by correctly, if you're being shady, underhanded, if you're cheating, whatever, you're not playing correctly. So nobody's going to respect your win, right? How many of you have been watching Facebook and you see everybody talking about Pacquiao getting robbed? That game wasn't played right. So does anybody respect the win? Nobody respects the win because they didn't play the game right. Whenever, you know, Jeff Horn or whatever his name, technically, yes, he won, but it was not an effective win. Whenever there's an effective win, there is a lesson left behind for that win, right? It's kind of like the boy whose dad owns the company. And as soon as he turns 18, he gets the CEO position. Is anybody under that little boy going to respect his leadership? No. False leadership is not respected. Winning the game without playing it correctly is not respected, period. You just can't be thrown into position when you have not played the game. It's like let's say 4 of us, me, Dale, Dolphin, Patrice, we're all playing Monopoly. We've been playing Monopoly for hours. That's the longest game in the world, buying those houses and hotels and getting the money and all the stuff. We're all playing Monopoly. And then at the end of the game, somebody walks in and just takes all the houses and the hotels and all the money out the bank. Can we respect that? Absolutely not. So it's not if you win or lose, it's how you play the game. So, you know, the rules are important, very important. And, you know, your rules are your game plan. And the best part about this game, life right here, is no one can tell you how to win your game because it's your game, it's your life. You make your rules, you make your game plan, period. Now, in everybody's game, there are going to be different players. There are going to be different pieces. Nobody's board is going to look alike. And everybody wins based on different levels of success. So if my win for my game equals 5-star platinum, that's totally different than somebody else's game board that says, I want to book $2 million in travel. 2 totally different games, right? But we're both playing to win. So if you learn to play by your rules effectively, you will also win by your rules efficiently. So you have to know how to play your game so that you'll know how to win. And that's just what it is. So we're going to talk about this game and how phase 1 can help us to win our game, okay? The first thing you need to understand is, what game are you playing? So if you figure out what game you're playing, you really got to sit down and understand, because I might want you to play my game. Come play with me, play my game. But my game might not be the game you want to play. You might want to play poker. I might want to play spades. 2 totally different mindsets, right? So you have to figure out what game you are playing. How do you play your game? You got to figure out who's going to be on your team. And then you got to figure out what you're doing. And you got to be specific. You have to take time to outline what's going on in your game so that you know how to market, you know how to reach out, you know how to continue in your phase 1 because you know what you're doing. Goal setting is super important, and knowing how to play your game is super important, okay? And then you got to figure out, after you figured out what game you're playing, what kind of player are you? Life is full of players. Who are you? Now, are you a player that's playing to win? Okay. There are a lot of players out there playing to win, right? Are you playing just to stay in the game? Are you playing just enough? There's some people out there playing just enough not to lose. And then there's some people who don't even want to play. Some people are just buying tickets to the game to be a cheerleader. And you got to be honest with yourself. Are you just always the cheerleader? Are you actually playing the game? What are you doing? And I'm going to tell you from experience, you guys, cheerleader uniforms are expensive. I'm sure there's some cheerleaders on the line, and they know those cheerleader uniforms are super expensive. But I tell you what, I bet you none of those NBA players pay for their uniform. The player uniforms usually pay for themselves. But the cheerleaders, oh, they got to pay. So if you want to be a cheerleader, it's a lot more expensive than it would be if you just got in the game and started playing with the other players. It just makes sense, you guys. Absolutely just makes sense. Now, when you are playing your game, you got to have the right equipment, right? Who goes to a baseball game without a bat? Who goes to a basketball game without the correct shoes? My son tells me all the time, Mommy, I need inside shoes and I need outside shoes. We can't play basketball inside with the outdoor shoes, and we can't play basketball outdoors with the indoor shoes. I don't know if he's telling me the truth or if he just wants 2 pairs of shoes. I don't know. But he makes sure that he gets the right tools before he goes to play his game. A gambler can't go gamble without money, right? And none of us on this line right now should be traveling without business cards. If you are traveling and you don't have business cards, you have left the house without your equipment. And I don't mean traveling on a trip. I mean traveling to the store. I mean traveling to the gas station. I mean traveling to the nail shop. I got a cruise customer today at the nail shop. So make sure you have your equipment all the time, because you always have to come ready to play. And you always have to be creative. Period. Creativity is always your secret weapon when defeating the odds. A lot of times, just being a little bit creative in your conversation will open a door that you never knew even existed. And it's really important to make sure you have everything you need when you need it, which is all the time, no matter what. I don't even go on a walk or a jog without putting some business cards in my little pouch. I always have it, because marketing tools are super, super, super important. Flyers, the little club cards, signs. There are people out there making signs. To let you guys know, there's a website, 100 signs for $100. And if you Google 100 signs for $100, that website will pop up for you. Signs are super successful. Business cards. Let me tell you something about business cards. If you give a card, you get a card. You never give anything without giving something back. Getting something back in return. Thank you, Dylan. Signsonthecheap.com. Look at that. Leadership. That's called leadership. You never give something without getting something back in return. Period. Business cards, billboards. Billboards might sound funny, but I'm going to tell you, I had a billboard in my city. Worked really, really, really good. People were even recognizing me in the supermarket, asking me for trips. And it's not expensive. Radio ads, newspaper ads, word of mouth. Some people just need to open their mouths, and that's it. You never know what's going to happen if you just share the fact that you are a travel agent. Customer referrals, excellent. Whenever you book a trip for somebody, don't just go online and post and say, hey, I got a new business partner. Go online and post and say, hey guys, I just booked a fabulous trip for my friend and her 4 children. They're going to Jamaica for a week. Congratulations. Can't wait for you guys to go on your trip. Put that out there too. Fundraisers, huge idea. The lady at the nail shop said, me and some of the ladies from the high school want to go on a trip for, all their kids are graduating and they want to go on a trip. I said, you can use that as a fundraiser as well. Start giving her information. Her eyebrows raised. We have an appointment on Monday. Community events. You can always get a table somewhere, show up somewhere, small business events, church bulletins. You can put something in your church bulletin, and just be nice. Sometimes just being nice will get you a long way. I know our COO, Katir Ware, told us at the convention, being nice will take you far, right? What if you, and this is just a suggestion, and I probably already did this, so it does work, but what if you printed out some certificates and you took them to the teachers at your child's school and said, you know what, I just want to say thank you for educating our youth, and because you're doing such a good job, I want to give you this certificate. And if you want to go on a vacation on your summer break, call me. I'll make sure to find you a good trip. How about the crossing guards? The people who help your kids cross the street. I got out of my car, told the guard, thank you for keeping my son safe. Let me give you a certificate for helping me. What about the people at the drive-thru? Thank you for taking my order right. You are so pleasant, so nice, so happy. Let me give you this certificate to say thank you. I didn't do anything different than I was doing on my regular day. But sometimes just being nice and giving somebody a gift not only makes them have a good day, but you're also expanding and exposing your business. They might not ever use those certificates, but you've introduced yourself as a business person. You've introduced yourself as a travel agent, and you've already built rapport because now you guys have a relationship. They'll come and approach you more so than somebody they don't know. Your most important tool that you have is your ears. Listen. The lady at the nail shop, the reason why we started talking, because I don't just bombard people and say, hey, I'm a travel agent, I don't do that. I listen. The lady at the nail shop today said, this was how she walked in. Help me find a color for my nails. I'm going on a cruise and I want something to match my orange dress. Perfect intro. I didn't run into, oh, I'm a travel agent here. No, I helped her find her color. I asked her some questions, you know, talked about her job a little bit. And then I said, well, next time you're ready to go, take my card. She in turn said, let me give you my card too so you can know what I do as well. And we can talk. So that was another person. Sometimes it's just opening your ears and listening to what's going on around you. A lot of times we talk too much and we don't listen enough. We want to tell you everything about our business. And a lot of times less is more. Remember that, okay? Now, when you're playing any game, you got to be coachable, right? If you're telling a coach what to do, if you're saying, I already know how to do that. Oh, I used to do this over here when I played for this other team. Or when I played for this team, we did it like this. No. Whatever you did before, you need to erase that out of your memory because you're here for a reason. It obviously didn't work. So now you're here on another team and you're going to be coachable. And with that coachability comes humbleness. Whole little song out about sit down, be humble, all that stuff. I don't even know any of the other words, but we're just going to say, be humble. And when I say be humble, I wanted to list a couple of things that people who have humility do. Because if you're not humble and you have too much pride and egos, you're not going to take handouts. You hear people say all the time, I don't want no handouts. I don't need nothing from nobody. I can do this by myself. You're not going to take hand-me-downs. I don't want her old stuff. I don't want something somebody else already used. I want my own stuff. No, I'm not eating your leftovers. I don't want that. I want all my stuff fresh and new. The act of being humble means just that. You can't say you're humble without the action supporting it. So let's talk about handouts. Not in the sense that you guys are thinking. Let's talk about handouts. Knowing when to ask for help and also accepting help. That's a handout. And that takes humility. Okay? So know the team plays. Since we're talking about sports and this is a game. This is a game. You have to know the team plays, right? Which means you got to get on the calls. You have to get the information. You're not going to know the plays if you're not on the calls. You're not going to know the plays if you're not participating in team events. So you have to know the play. A lot of times people are lost and they don't know what's going on because they're not participating. They don't know the plays. They don't stay plugged in. Exactly, Travel Buddy. You got to stay plugged in. If you know the team plays, you'll know what to do. You got to come to practice. Who goes to the game without coming to practice? If you show up at the game and the team sees you haven't been to any of the practices, nobody wants to deal with you. The practices are the three ways, you guys. The practices are coming to the meeting and watching your upline close somebody else. The practices are sitting with your sponsor and learning how to book a flight, to book a trip. That's the practice. So when it's your time up at bat, you'll know how to hit that home run without having to call somebody in to support you. So you have to come to practice in order to play the game. And you have to use your tools. Your tools are your back office. Your tools are your other, teammates. Your tools are the other agents. Right now, people are tearing this chat box up, asking questions and getting answers that they need. This is practice time. So when you get off of this call and you go talk to somebody and you're like, you know what? Let me give you a certificate. You went to practice. So now you know where to find the certificates so you can knock that out the park. You'll know what to do. So that's what you got to do. You got to take those handouts and you have to use them, okay? Hand-me-downs. Hand-me-downs are the best thing you guys will ever have. I remember being little and this lady used to give my mom clothes for me and my sister. And when she would come home with that big old bag of stuff, I was so excited. Free clothes? Are you serious? Some of them had the tags on them. Hand-me-downs are sometimes, and she worked hard for those clothes. They were very, very, very nice clothes. So I was excited. The same way these kind of hand-me-downs, you know, are the same thing. Somebody goes out there, they do all the dirty work, they gather all the information, they make the mistakes, they fall down, they get back up, they try again, and then they're willing to help you with your success. So they freely give you all the nuggets they have learned. These are hand-me-downs. They are handing you down nuggets. They are handing you down knowledge. This guy right here, he's dirty. He's done the work. He's found the gold, and he's ready to give you the gold, even though he's done all the work. And you are to gracefully accept the nuggets of those that have already been where you are going. Not say, oh, we were on a call and somebody had been trying to get something done over and over and over and over and over, and it didn't work. And one of the leaders tried to give her some nuggets, tried to tell her how to do it the right way. And she said, oh, I'm going to try it the wrong way one more time first. And then if it doesn't work this time, then I'll try your way. It was crazy. Had to be there. But in the other picture, how did you get started in your profession? Those are hand-me-downs. Those are nuggets. That is definitely what we should be out there doing, looking for all the hand-me-downs we can find, because they are valuable and we need them. Now, this is my favorite part, you guys, the leftovers. Nobody wants to eat from somebody else's table, right? You don't want the leftovers, right? This is my definition of leftovers. When your circle includes people that are so abundantly blessed that their blessings overflow onto everybody that surrounds them, those are leftovers. Your circle, and I talk about your circle, so important because I value my circle, you guys, and I'm very tight with my circle. And I don't let people say I'm mean all the time, because I'm not going to let just anybody in my circle. You have to prove yourself before you can get in my circle. But because your circle is so important, and those blessings that overflow onto those that are around you are important. You guys, you know, I'm not a Bible thumping Christian, but I love God. I love the Bible, and I'm very religious at times. So I think that if your circle includes people who aren't supposed to have your blessings will stop. So I make sure my overflow is going to who's supposed to get the overflow. That's why I'm so tight with my circle. So make sure you get the leftovers from your circle, and make sure you are a valuable member of your circle. Don't just go and try to find a good circle. Make sure that you are a positive and productive part of the circle that you are participating in, because our circles are important. Our circles matter. And our circles are lifelines. This links us to who we are. This links us to, the different people in our world, and it makes sense. But we also have to understand that our circles overlap, right? You might have circles of old friends, circles of new friends, circles of business people, your circles overlap. And sometimes, depending on who's in your circle, you might not want to connect different circles with different circles because they might not go together correctly. That's a whole nother training. That's a circle training. but it's the same thing with your teams, because somebody in your baseball team might also be able to play a little bit of football, but he might not be able to play basketball. So the circles can't interact. You have somebody who's super negative who you wouldn't want to bring to your positivity circle, because if you do that, everybody in your positive circle is going to turn negative. You might be trying to help that other circle. A lot of times, if you're talking monetarily, in one of your circles at least, you should be the brokest person in that circle. You shouldn't be the richest person, the most successful person, the smartest person in every single circle you have, because if you are, number one, you're not learning. And number two, you're a little self-centered if everything has to surround you. You have to have a circle where you're learning. You have to have a learning circle. That's so important. You can't play on a basketball team where you're always the star. You're not going to learn, period. So you have to be careful who you let in your circle. You see that little small blue circle right there? That circles will overlap and circles will separate. There are some circles that you will not fit into, period. Now, the best part about the circles are you get information, you learn stuff from the circle. I'm gonna tell you guys a little story. My son, he's 13 and he plays basketball, and we went to a tournament. We drove to this tournament 4 hours away. It cost us about $2,000 to go. So while we were playing in the tournament, in his age group, he's in 7th grade, and they have to play these 9th and 10th graders. Well, these boys were like giant men, right? So they didn't win. The boys beat them like with their eyes closed. And so after the game, I went to console my son, and I said, Tutu, how do you feel? Are you upset? Are you mad? And he was like, no. And I said, well, are you mad that you didn't win? Because he's used to winning. And he said, no, I'm so glad we played them. And I said, well, why? And he said, I don't want to play people in my division. I can't learn from that. I want to play people in the division above me. I can learn from somebody that beat me. I can't learn from anybody that I can beat. A 13-year-old told me that. Now, I knew that, but I didn't know he knew it. That's the story, or that was the explanation I was about to give him. But for him to give it to me, it made me feel really good inside, because I knew, number one, he was learning, he's listening, and I won't have to worry about him, because although he might have lost that game, he will win in life. So it's not how you play the game. It's not if you win or lose, it's how you play the game. And he understood that. It wasn't about winning for him. It was about learning. And from a 13-year-old, that was the best lesson he could have taught me, that day. The fact that I know he's listening and I know he's learning, I love it. Now, one big part of sports and games is competition. Now, all of you who know me, knows I'm the competition queen, right? But I mean good competition, friendly competition. This is my definition of competition, you guys. A friendly exchange of shared goals, which allows both opponents to motivate and drive each other to their desired goals successfully at a faster than normal pace. So competition to me is not, okay, Robin, I'm better than you. I'm going to show you, let's race. Or me telling Patrice, I'm going to pass her up as number 1 for travel. I can do better than her. That's not competition. That's haterism, period. Competition means that you actually want the other person to be successful as well. Not because you want to beat them and show them up. You want them to be successful also. Because the real joy of friendly competition is when everybody successfully finishes the race. You don't want anybody left behind when you're competing. If you put out a competition for your group or for your, your team or whatever, if you guys have a competition out there and your goal is to single somebody out so that they don't win, you got to look at yourself as a leader, because that's not competition. You're not going to instill any kind of, good whatever vibes or any kind of good stuff, any kind of training. They're not going to learn anything from it. They're just going to learn to hate you because you've intentionally found a way to single them out, period. So when you put out those competitions, it should be based on the fact that you genuinely want everybody to win. If me and Fred, Derek, and Isla, we're racing to 2-star, it's not because we don't want each other to get there. We want each other to hurry up and get there. So if I say, come on, Fred, I beat you to 2-star. Come on, Derek and Isla, we got to get to 2-star. It's not because I never want them to get there. It's because I want to help pull them to the finish line with me. I don't want to get there by myself. I want to get there with my teammates. Exactly. Iron sharpens iron. So when you are genuinely trying to, have a positive, friendly competition, everybody wins. Period. Ain't no fun if your homies can't have none. Period. That's just the way it goes. Everybody wins just means just that. Everybody wins. So when people say it, You really have to mean it. You really have to understand it. And you have to know what you're doing. Now, phase one, if you don't play, you cannot win. We hear that with the lotto all the time, right? I'm still not playing lotto. I want to keep all my dollars. But if you don't play, you can't win if you don't play. If you don't play, you can't win, period. You can't make any home runs if you aren't hitting any balls, right? Phase one, you guys. You can't make any baskets if you're not shooting at the line. You cannot sign up any new agents if you're not out there peaking. You can't play. You can't win if you're not playing. You cannot book any more travel if you're a secret agent. A home run for us in this game is a new agent. A home run for us is a new booking. We should always be trying to hit home runs, period. That's just what it is. Phase one, 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 all the time, phase one. Because in phase one, we all win. If we all stay in phase one, we all win. Now, play like a professional athlete, win it like the Super Bowl. We're all professionals in this game. Yes, we have fun. Yes, we party like rock stars. Yes, we do it all the time. This is what we do. Our work looks like other people's vacations. We sell recess. People don't understand what we do. The fact that I work from home and I'm always on a trip somewhere, people mistake that for not having a job. They don't understand I don't sleep. They don't understand even though I gain 22,000 pounds, I don't eat. They don't understand that we actually do more work. Like, we do more by 12 o'clock than some people do all day, right? We are the real deal, and people don't understand that. So you have to make sure that you have your professional hat on for people who don't understand your lifestyle. My best friend I live on the water. So my best friend lives down the water from me. And she has, in the last 2 weeks, invited me to go with her somewhere almost every single day. I've told her, no, I gotta work. I gotta work. I gotta work. So she pulled up at my house on her boat on my dock yesterday and saw all my papers everywhere. She was like, oh, you really are working over here. I'm like, I told you I gotta work. She didn't understand it. Sometimes they just don't understand. And if you allow them to persuade you away from your phase one activities, they will not respect what you do or understand it. So you have to stick to your guns. You have to play the game like a professional, and you will definitely win like a professional athlete. You know, if you do this like a hobby, it's going to pay you like a hobby. If you work this like a job, it'll pay you like a CEO, period. So I encourage all of you to win. You guys are all winners on this line because you got on here when you were supposed to. Every Sunday at 6:30, you're taking notes. I see you guys taking notes. And I'm super excited about what's going on in this company. I can't encourage you enough. I can't reiterate enough how important it is to stay in phase one and be serious about your phase one, to go to your practices. I can't tell you how, if you guys aren't doing the 3-ways, if you aren't going to your practices, if you are not participating actively, it's one thing to be a part of Evolution Travel, and it's one thing for Evolution Travel to be a part of you. Totally different situations. When you're just a part of Evolution Travel, yeah, you're paying your bill, you're an agent, you're there. But when Evolution is a part of you, there is no question. Nobody has to ask you. Everybody knows. Period. So with that being said, I'm going to turn this back over to our beautiful Dolphin. I want to call you Dolphin, so you are Dolphin. She's our company Dolphin, you guys, because she's the funnest person that we know. So I want to turn this back over to you. I want to wish you guys a fabulous rest of your Sunday. And this is 1-star platinum Toni Ward signing off and saying, I will see you all at the bank and at the beach. I love you guys. Stay in phase one and get those home runs, you guys. Good night. Back to you, Robin.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for that amazing and powerful training. Didn't she kill it, you guys? This chat box was continuously going off. So I know all of you guys got the nuggets you need to help you be successful in this. And this has been recorded. I finally always remember this time. So it will be in the Evolution Travel Facebook page. I will upload it on there. Thank you again. That was an amazing, powerful training. She definitely killed it. And with that being said, we are going to be done. So this webinar is officially over. Good night, everyone, and love you guys.